Shot, we had plenty of players carrying injuries out there. It was never going to be easy this afternoon.
No. Hurt early that Millsy had to go off. He's now gone to hospital. Millsy was playing. He pulled his calf second half last weekend against Gillingham. And as the skipper said, he only trained on Friday and said he'll play today. He was desperate to play. And, these boys, we've talked about putting themselves on the line. And, unfortunately, I think it's, first 5 minutes could have been a different story. 2 penalty shouts there on that first corner, and we look back on the video and Peter Chioso's grappled to the floor. Ryan Watson's tripped over, and the ref leaves that. And then, then AJ's not strong enough up front, and then they go on a counter attack, and boy shouldn't be able to score from that angle, to be honest, should he?
No.
And then the second one, it's a fumble and goes in, and then the third one, and you look at it overall, and you look at their side, they've invested well, in what they've done and who they've brought in. They're a class outfit, but I felt we were really in the game up until first half. We made changes at half time. We went 4-4-2, and we'd rather. The result doesn't look great, but I'm not going to sit there on a 1-0 down and not say we haven't gone for it. And we went for it earlier today, and it started off quite well, but left us quite open after about 10 minutes in the second half. We knew that could be a possibility, but we'd rather have a go and get 2 up top. And problem is, at this level, the reason why sometimes, well, most of the time you're playing 1 up top, because these guys, these teams are good on the ball. Their quality's there, and they've got 3 in midfield, and we've got limited ability. When you're playing 2 of us against 3 of theirs in midfield, and there's the difference. Their difference is their goalkeeper's first class, and they've got centre forwards that put the ball in the back of the net. And unfortunately, we haven't been good enough in certain areas this season.
You've given it, though, your best shot over the last 3 months or so, Jon, as caretaker manager. Where do you go from here? Do you want the job on a full-time basis? That's the first question to ask you.
Tim, it's so raw right now for me, to be honest. I think, I think we're going to sit down as a football club and decide what's best for the football club. Again, it's not about me. I've been here 5 years. I've put all my effort into developing young talent. I put everything I've got into this right now. Everything I've got, all the hours under the sun. Pushed my family aside, giving it everything, and unfortunately we've fallen short. And we're going to sit down and discuss as a club how we move forward and what's the best way to move forward. I've still got 1 more game to manage. Currently at Sunderland, and we've got to represent this club in the right way at Sunderland away, and give it everything we've got. And even at 3-0 down, you put into context, I don't know what it looks like on video at home, but we've thrown everything forward and we've left ourselves open, and boys are still absolutely giving everything they got. They might fall short individually or as a group, but you look at it, and we were stronger as a team in League Two. Everyone knows that, make no bones about it. They were stronger last year, the team, and what really is frustrating. You look at it, and we've fallen short this season with what we've got there.
What's been the source of the reason for that falling short, Jon? Is it poor recruitment in the summer, in January? What's been? It's probably a subject for another day. But
it is a subject for another day. I wasn't involved in that, but you look at that at the moment, and to be honest, we've had to find a way. In my tenure while doing this, we've had to find a way. We've had to get Ryan Watson higher up the pitch. He's got us 9 goals since doing that. But you look at the return from the strikers, it hasn't been good enough, and that's been frustrating. It's been hugely frustrating, and we've had to find other ways. We've had to be really clever on set pieces. But the difference is today. You look at Yates, you look at Sims up top. They're on a different level, and they're at least this standard and above, But Have we got that at the moment? No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
But that's down to money, isn't it, John? Isn't it? Because the pockets are deeper at places like Blackpool and Hull and Peterborough.
Okay, you mightn't find a Sims or a Yates, but you've got to do everything you can to find the best of what you can and make it good.
I'm sorry, I'm going to ask you one more question. Back to the previous one, but are you the kind of person who wants to stick around and try and find those players? Have you enjoyed your caretakership, if there's such a word, enough to want to do this on a full-time basis, John?
I've enjoyed making a difference to players, I feel. I've enjoyed representing this football club. I'm deeply hurt by today, that we're relegated today. Because honestly, Tim, I totally believed we could do it from the outset, and I never gave up believing. So for me, right now, it just the hurts more at the moment. I just think the club need, the chairman, our chief exec, myself, Samo, Mark. We need to sit down, and if we've got to find who's going to be their best person for the job. And if they're interested in me, then fair enough. If they're interested in someone else, then I just want this club to do brilliantly well and come back next season and I don't even know if the budget's going to be there or thereabouts, but I think first and foremost what we've got to do, we've got to build and get stronger and be strong, and then if there's an opportunity over the next 2 or 3 years, hold on to that strong squad, build a strong squad, and then go into League One with a fighting chance.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, this is a discussion for another day, but you know as well as I do, John, that the Cobblers just tend to sell players when they get good, and this cycle is created whereby they never hang on to their better players because that's just the way it is at Northampton.
Okay, that's not a bad thing because it's a business as well, and as a football club, you have to balance the books, and you understand that. But then we try and find 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players that we can do that and develop and really, really take on. And I think that's the way forward for this football club. We can do that if we find the best players. You've got to get a return for your investment, Tim. Yeah. You've got to get a return.
A lot of people listening to this, and this is more a statement than a question, will be hoping it's you that does this barshing, that tries to build this side for the future and sustain itself at League One level in the future.
Look, it's very kind if they do. The one thing, look, for me, it's been very personal because I know everyone. I know all you guys. We're local, and it means so much more. And Tim, we've thrown everything at it, and couldn't give much more.
I know. Well done on your efforts. You talk about being deflated a bit now. It's going to take you a little while to get over this, isn't it, John, I suspect?
Yeah, it will. But, in football, you got to pick yourself up, dust yourself down. And it's about going to Sunderland and showing that fight, building in the next season, putting a platform, putting a marker down to say, this club never lies down. These players never lie down.
All right, thanks for your time, John.